All right, welcome everybody to Saturday morning slow flow. We're going to start on our back. So come there whenever you're ready. You don't have to lay flat on your back. You can bend your knees. If you'd rather flip over, you can, right? Just somewhere where you can settle in, let yourself arrive. Music down, so now I'm going to turn it back up. Let your breath kind of take over here. Push all your other distractions to the background. So you can be fully focused on your mat, your practice, and be fully present to your mat, your practice. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, add that element of control to your breath. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Let your breaths become longer, slower, deeper. Inhale, pulling that breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, you're pushing it all the way out. Right. You can start to move just with one breath, one movement. All right, when we're ready to start moving here, I'm going to start with some TBEs. Right? That means total body extension. So you're going to let your legs extend all the way along here, right? Take your knees, hug them into your chest. Maybe you lift your head and shoulders, drive your forehead towards your knees. Let your tailbone pull it off the mat. And then as you exhale, you're going to extend your legs all the way along and take your arms overhead. Now, if you want to make this more active, hover your heels. Hover back your hands over the mat. If you want to make it more of a stretch, let your hands and your heels come to the mat and just lengthen your spine. All right, so let's do that 3 more times. As you inhale, hug everything in, curl up into that tight little ball. As you exhale, extend long. Do it a couple more times. Inhale, in. Exhale, extend it long. Inhale, hug it in. Exhale, extend long. Now this time you hug your knees in. Right? Now we're going to do a little twisting flow. So you're going to let your arms go out to a T. Right? Fingertips coming straight out of the shoulder blades. As you exhale, let your knees go to the right. If you can, hover your knees off the mat, right? So your core engages a little bit. If you need to let them come all the way down, that's okay too. Then inhale, bring your knees back to center. As you exhale, drop them to the left. Hover them over the mat or drop them down if you need to. Inhale, bring them back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. So you exhale, hover them to the right. Inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, hover them to the left. Inhale, bring them back up. 1 more time each way. To the right. Back to center. To the left. And back up. Now bring your knees into your chest here. Take your hands to the crease of your knees. Okay. We're going to rock ourselves up here to seated, and then we're going to come around into tabletop, right? So tabletop is hands and knees, posing at your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. We're gonna take a couple cat-cows here just to get our body and breath in perfect sync. So as you inhale here, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tailbone under, let your belly drop, that's cow. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round at your back, hollow out your armpits, that's cat. So just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So you can be going faster or slower than me as you do these. You can be going faster or slower than anybody else here. Just get to that place where you can move with one breath, one movement. That's what we want here. Set the breath up to match it. Set the movements up to match them to the breath, really, right? Take one more round here. And let's meet back in neutral tabletop. Now, as we come to neutral tabletop, now you're gonna tuck your toes under. You're gonna lift your hips up and back. Come in to your first down dog of the mornings. Now your fingers are spread wide like starfish. You put that pointer finger at the front of the mat, letting your head drop between your shoulder blades, pushing your belly towards your thighs. Add some movement here if you want to. You can bend one knee and the other, walking the dog. Swing your hips from side to side, whatever feels good. From your forward fold, bend your knees. Look between your thumbs, from your forward fold, from your down dog, bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands, you're in forward fold, right? So belly touching the upper thighs. Let the head hang heavy and long. Shake it yes and no. Show some creases in the back of your neck. As we inhale here, we're gonna take a half lift into monkey. Pull your shoulders even with your hips. Now your back is nice and flat. Crown of your head is pointed forward. Exhale, fold back down, bring your belly to your thighs. This time as we inhale, take that big reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Just back here a little bit. And then as you exhale, you're gonna grab your right wrist, or grab your left wrist with your right hand. Pull to the right, so side bending to the right. Come back to center here, and then switch it out. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, pull to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Now as you exhale here, you're gonna drop into cactus arms. It means you're gonna bend your elbows, open your chest, pull your shoulder blades together. Right? As you exhale here, we're gonna twist to the right. So you're gonna keep your elbows, hips, and shoulders all aligned with each other, right? Just push that left hip, or bring that left hip, left shoulder forward, push your right hip, right shoulder back. So your chest starts to face the right side of the room. Inhale, bring it back to center, and then exhale, let's go the other way. Push your right hip forward, draw your left hip back. Come back to center here, and then go into a back bend. Just shift your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up. So in those cactus arms, and then as you inhale and rise up, you're gonna take your arms, reach them overhead. Exhale, swan dive it all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, another half lift to monkey, shoulders in with the hips. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or float, back to plank. Now you've got your shoulders over your wrists, hips just below the knees. If you want to do this from your knees, you can, right? But we're going to do our yogi push-up, our chaturanga. So whether you're on your knees or on your toes, as you exhale, bend your elbows, let them scrape right along your ribs. On this first one, let's all lower all the way down to the mat. So your hands are by your sides, palms face down, elbows are pointed straight back behind you. Inhale, lift up into a baby cobra, right? Just means you lift your chest slightly. Right? You should be able to lift your hands in baby cobra if you wanted to, using just that back strength to hold you up. Now, if you want a deeper back bend here and you want to use more upper body strength, press your palms into the mat, straighten your arms, pull your chest up and through, come all the way to up dog, right? So you can be in up dog, you can be in baby cobra each time we flow, whatever feels better to you. Wherever you are here, flip your feet, lift your hips up and back, come back into your down dog. All right, so that's our basic sun salutation today. Let's do it twice more. Now that you've seen it, again, we're gonna move a little faster. We're gonna move with our breath. So bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands, come to forward fold. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, pull to the right. Come back to center, switch your hands, pull to the left. Come back to center, drop into cactus arms, open the chest. And then from there, you're gonna twist to the right. Come back to center, twist to to the left. Come back to center. Take your back bend, push your hips forward, chest and gaze up. And then inhale, come up tall, take your arms all the way overhead. Exhale, swan dive it back down, forward fold. Inhale, another half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or float back to plank from your knees or from your toes as you exhale. Lower through that chaturanga, bend your elbows, hug them to your ribs. Inhale to baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift, down dog. All right, let's do that one more time through. Bend your knees, look at your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Grab the left wrist to the right hand, pull to the right. Come back to center, switch your hands, pull to the left. Come back to center, drop into cactus arms, open your chest, twist to the right. Come back to center, twist to the left. Come back to center, take your back bend. Come up tall, take your arms up overhead. Swan dive it back down, forward fold. Inhale, another half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or float, back to plank. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift, down dog. All right, bend your knees, look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward, your hands, come to forward fold. Now this time, as we come to forward fold, take that half lift to monkey again, pull your shoulders even with your hips. And as you exhale, fold back down. Now this time, as we inhale, we're gonna come up into chair. So bend your knees, send your hips back and down. Reach your arms forward at first, right? Make sure you can look down, see your toes, wiggle your toes, weights all back in your heels. Your hips are far enough back that your knees aren't covering your toes. Now bring your palms together, pull them to heart center. Now we're gonna take a twist to the right here. You're gonna bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Remember your thumbs stay in heart center. Right? Maybe you can hook that elbow over, but maybe it's the inside of your knee, right on top of your knee. Right? It doesn't have to hook over. If you can't twist that deeply, it's okay. Now, as we inhale and rise up here, right? We're gonna rise up, your legs are gonna straighten. You're gonna take your right hand, wrap it behind your back. Take your left hand, reach it up and over your right shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. And so you've spiraled to the right. Now from here, you're gonna come around, bring your hands back to heart center, drop back into chair, take your twist to the left. Bring that right elbow towards the left knee. Then from here, we're gonna rise up, take your left hand, wrap it behind your back. Take your right hand, reach it up and over your left shoulder so you're spiraling to the left. And then from there, both hands are gonna kind of swim around and you're gonna come back into forward fold. Right, so we're gonna do that 2 more times as well, okay? So what I want you to do first, start with that monkey, take a half lift, pull your shoulders even with your hips. Exhale, fold it back down. Inhale, come up into your chair. Bend your knees, send your hips back and down. Bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the right. As you untwist, you're gonna straighten your legs, wrap your right hand around your back. Take your left hand, reach it over your right shoulder. Come back, hands at heart center, drop back into chair, and then just keep twisting to the left. Bring your right elbow towards your left knee. Rise up, straighten your legs, left hand wraps behind your back, right hand reaches over your left shoulder, and then you're gonna swim it back down into forward fold. All right, let's do that one more time. Half lift to monkey. Fold back down. Lift up into chair. Bring your hands to heart center, twist to the right. Rise up, legs straighten, right hand wraps behind your back, left hand reaches over your right shoulder. Come back around, hands to heart center, drop into your chair, twist to the left. Rise up, straighten your legs, wrap your left hand around your back, reach your right hand over your left shoulder, and then swim it back down to forward fold. As we get back down to forward fold, inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, hold. Plant your hands, step or float, back to plank. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale. Now, all right, now from here, you're gonna take your right leg, lift it up to the sky. All right, and then bend into your right knee. You're just gonna step it through, come to runner's lunge. Bring that right foot in between your hands. Take your left heel, drop it down so your left toes are pointed to the left. As you inhale, rise up here into your warrior one. Okay? So we're just coming up tall. Reach your hands up high, square your hips towards the front of the room. I'm going to turn sideways here just so you guys can see a little better everything that's going on. Right? Now from here, you're going to take your hands, sweep them back behind you, interlace them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together, press those knuckles towards the floor. Keep bending into your right knee, but take your chest up towards the ceiling. Look up. And then as you exhale, dive all the way down. Bring your right shoulder towards the inside of your right knee. Let your head go. So you're letting your head go, look back at your left toes. Maybe you can lift those hands up and off your low back. Right. Now you're going to release your hands here. As you rise up, reach your right hand forward, or sorry, your left hand forward. Let it come all the way up. Rainbow it around. Let it come along your left thigh. Reach that right hand up and over. Come right in to your reverse warrior. So keep bending into that right knee. Send that right knee towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Keep the left hand along your left thigh or wrap it behind your back. You can look up at your right fingertips or back over your left shoulder. Now wherever you are, you're going to take that left hand, bring it up to join your right. Square your hips towards the front of the room again. Pull your hands to heart center. We're going to step forward here. We're going to step forward into tree, right? So as you step forward, you're going to straighten out your right leg. Your left foot is going to come against the side of your right leg, and that left knee's opening to the left. So I'm going to go straight ahead here. So it looks like this. Now you can keep your toes on the ground, right? If you can lift that foot a little bit, maybe the foot's along your calf. Maybe bring it all the way up to your inner thigh. Don't press your foot against your right knee, right? Either it's up above your right knee or it's down below your right knee. So again, if you need to keep your toes on the floor for balance, that's fine. Now from here, we're just going to release that left foot, step it back into runner's lunge, and then let's flow here. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, let's do that on the left side. So take your left leg, lift it up to the sky. Bend into your knee, step it through. Come to your runner's lunge. So you want your left knee right over your left ankle, right leg nice and long here. You're going to dial your right heel down to the mat, so your right toes point to the right, and then peel it up into your warrior one. So your hips square towards the front of the room, lengthen out that spine, reach up. From here, take your hands, bring them back behind you, interlace them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades together, open your chest, maybe you lean back here, look up, and then dive all the way down, come to your humble warrior, bring your left shoulder towards the inside of your left knee. See if you can take your hands up and off your low back. Let your gaze go so you're looking back at your right toes. If you don't get that left shoulder all the way to the inside of the left knee, right, then it's just hovering above. You don't want to rest it on the right knee. Right now from humble warrior, you're going to release your hands, let your right hand lead. It's going to reach forward. It's going to rainbow all the way around until it comes along your right thigh. And that left hand reaches up and over. Keep bending deeply into that left knee. Sending the left knee to the pinky toe side of the foot. And you can wrap your right hand around your back if you want, or keep it along your right thigh. Now, wherever your right hand is, bring it up to the left. Turn your hips back towards the top of the mat. Pull your hands to heart center. Once you're there, you're going to straighten out your left leg. Step forward with your right foot and just come into your tree. So again, might be toes on the ground. Might be sole of the right foot against the left calf. Might be sole of the right foot all the way up against your inner thigh. Make sure that that right knee is pointed to the right. You don't want it here pointed towards the front of the room. You're opening everything up. So we're here. Now, oops, fall out of it. That's okay, right? This time, as we step back, we're going to step back into a runner's lunge. You're just going to take that right foot, step it back behind you, bend into your left knee, drop your hands on either side of your left foot, step your left foot back to meet your right, take your flow here. Exhale for your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, from down dog, bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. All right, we're going to do our chair flow again here. Now, you guys have seen it once already, so we're going to move a little faster. But I'll remind you, right? We start with that half lifted monkey. We fold back down. We pull up into chair. Bring your hands to heart center. take your twist to the right. As you rise up, right hand wraps behind the back, left hand reaches over your right shoulder. Bring your hands around back to heart center, sink back into your chair, and just twist to the left. Rise up, wrapping that left hand around your back, reaching your right hand up and over. And then swim it all the way down. Forward fold. Half lift to monkey. Fold. Bring it up into chair. Bring your hands to heart center, twist right. Rise up, right hand behind your back, left hand reaching over the right shoulder. Hands back to heart center, sink back into your chair, twist to the left. Rise up, wrap your left hand around your back, reach your right hand over your left shoulder. Swim it down to forward fold. One more time, half lift to monkey. Fold back down, bring it up to chair. Hands to heart center, twist to the right. Rise up, right hand behind the back, left hand over the right shoulder. Bring your hands around back to heart center, sink back into your chair, twist to the left. Rise up, left hand behind the back, right hand reaching over the left shoulder. Swim it down to forward fold. One more half lift here. Fold back down, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Chaturanga, cobra or up dog, and down dog. All right, so we're gonna go through that flow again. We're gonna go through the parts we've been through a little bit faster. Then we're gonna add on. Take your right leg, lift it up to the sky. Step it through between your hands, come to runner's lunge. Drop that left heel down, rise up, warrior one. From your warrior one, sweep your hands behind your back, interlace them, lean back. Dive to your humble warrior, right shoulder towards the inside of the right knee, lifting those hands up. Release your hands, let that left hand reach forward, rainbow round to draw you into reverse warrior. And from reverse warrior, bring your hands to heart center, square your hips towards the front of the room, step into your tree. And then from tree, this time we're gonna step back. Now you're gonna step back with that left foot, right? Bend into your right knee as you land that left foot towards the back of the mat. Keep your hands at heart center. Now, once you've landed completely, then you're gonna straighten your right leg. Bend into your left knee. Drop your left elbow towards your left knee. So you're going towards the back of the room, right? Then we push the left leg straight, bend into the right knee, bring your right elbow to your right knee. Konasana to the front of the room. From there, drop your left hand on the inside of your right foot. Take your right hand up to the sky. You can let that right heel lift here if you want to. And this full twisted lunge. Now, from twisted lunge, you're going to let that right hand come down to the mat outside your right foot. Drop down to your left knee here. Let your left foot flatten. We're going to shift back into a half pyramid. Let your right leg straighten. Let your right toes slip up off the mat. Drape that upper body down over your right leg so you're staring at your right knee. Now we're going to bring it forward here, bend back into your right knee. As we come up, you're going to tuck your left toes under, right? Lift up off your left knee and then push off those left toes. You're going to straighten your right leg. Let your upper body drape over your right leg. Lift your left leg up to the sky. I'm off camera here, right? So I'm here. It's like a forward fold on one leg. Right? Let your hands help. Put your weight in your hands. The more you walk your hands forward, the easier it is to hold your balance. Now, you're going to bend into your left knee. Take your left knee, swing it outside the right knee. We're going to lower all the way down here. Point your left toes, right? So as you start to bend your right knee to come down, the first thing that's going to land is the top of your left foot. So not your left toes, right? Don't tuck your toes and put the toes on the mat. Put the top of the foot on the mat. Keep bending into the right knee. Drop that left knee down outside your right foot, and then drop your left hip all the way down. Right? So you should end up with your right foot stepped over your left. If you can end up there, you can change it now. Right? All right, we're going to take a twist. You're going to take your left hand, wrap it around your right knee. Take your right hand, reach it straight back behind you, look over your right shoulder. Now you're going to untwist here. Take that left hand, bring it up and around. Both hands are going to come in front of you. Now we're going to rise all the way up here, right? So you're going to push into your right foot, push into your left knee, push into your palms. The key here is to lift the left hip up off the mat first, right? So once you've got that left hip up, then everything else is a little easier. So we're going to come up, you're going to pick that left foot up all together. Now you're trying to keep your left foot off the floor. Rise up, curl that left knee into your chest, and take your hands up to the sky. Oh, I'm a little shaky. but I made it. All right, so we're in this high karate. Now from high karate, all you're gonna do, step that left foot back behind you, land your hands on either side of the right foot, take your flow here. Step your right foot back to meet your left. So you're in your plank from your knees or from your toes. Bend your elbows, come down through your chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, let's do all that on the left side. Take your left leg, lift it up to the sky. Bend your knees, step it through. Come to runner's lunge. Drop your right heel to the mat, rise up. Warrior one, hips towards the top of the mat. Sweep your hands back behind you, interlace them, open your chest, lean back here, look up, and then dive all the way forward. Bring your left shoulder towards the inside of your left knee. Release your hands here. Your left hand is, or your right hand, sorry, is gonna reach forward, rainbow all the way around, bring it along your right thigh. Reach that left hand up and over, come to reverse warrior. Now, from reverse warrior, we bring the hands around, face the front of the room. Again, we're coming into tree. So you're gonna step forward with your right foot, bring that right foot against the left ankle, up to your left calf, or maybe all the way to your left inner thigh, right? You want that left knee, or sorry, that right knee to point to the right. Now, we're gonna step back here, right? So this time, you bend into your left knee, you're gonna step back. Once you bend into the left knee and landed the right foot, then we move, right? So first land, hands are still at heart center. Push your left leg straight, bend into your right knee, drop your right elbow to your right knee. Push through that right foot, straighten the right leg, bend into the left knee, touch your left elbow to your left knee. And then from there, turn towards your left leg, drop your right hand on the inside of your left foot, take your left hand up to the sky, coming into your twisted lunge. Stack your shoulders, open your chest, crown of the head towards the front of the room. Drop that left hand down outside your left foot. Now we're gonna drop down to the right knee. Flatten out your right foot, shift it back into your half pyramid. Let your left leg straighten, let your left toes float up off the mat. Drape everybody over that left leg into your half pyramid. Square your hips here, right? Push your left hip forward, draw that right hip back so you really feel that stretch through the left hamstring. All right, now we're gonna come up, right? So you bend into your left knee, bring your hands forward, maybe even a little bit past your left foot. Tuck your right toes under, come up off that right knee. And then you're just gonna straighten your left leg, kick your right leg up to the sky. So we're coming into that balancing, or to that standing split. So it's like a forward fold on one leg, right? It's the same as forward fold. You just lifted that right foot up off the mat. All right, now we bring it down. So bend into your right knee. Take your right knee to the outside of your left knee. Remember, you want to point that right foot. So it's not your toes that are going to land on the mat, it's the top of your right foot. Bend into your left knees, lower down until you can get that top of the left foot, the top of the right foot to come to the ground. Drop your right knee outside your left foot, then drop your right hip. So this time as we landed, we should have landed with the left foot stepped over the right. All right, so here you're going to hug around your left knee with your right hand. Take your left hand, reach it straight back behind you, look over your left shoulder. Now your left hand's gonna come up and around, bring it down to the mat in front of your feet. Right, so both hands are in front of your left foot. You're gonna push in that left foot, you're gonna push into your hands, push into your right knee, lift your right hip up off the mat, right? Then, start to move that right leg, try to keep it off the ground, right? It's going back behind you like it was before. You're gonna rise all the way up. If you can keep your right foot off the ground, do it. Right, curl that right knee into your chest as you rise up. Take your hands up to the sky, high karate. If your foot tapped down along the way, it's okay. And then from there, we're just gonna step that right foot all the way back, bend into your left knee, bring yourself back into runner's lunge. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Take your last flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, now, bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands. From here, we're gonna toe heel the feet out wide to the edge of the mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out, and then bend at your knees and drop your hips. Now you're here in your Malasana squat. Now, if Malasana is good for you, stay right here. If you need to, you can drop it down to mountain ankle, bring the soles of your feet together. Right. Wherever you are, close your eyes. bring that focus back to your breath. Make sure you have that focus on the breath. Reassert that focus. Make sure you have control of the breath. Lost it while we were flowing, reassert it here. Slow your breaths again. Lengthen your breaths again. Deepen them again. Let's take 3 more breaths. All right, now, when we're ready here, we're gonna do a little core work. We're gonna start from down dog. So wherever you are, bring yourself into a down dog. All right, I gotta decide if it'd be better to the side or straight ahead. All right, I'm gonna come into down dog. Now, you're gonna take your right leg, lift it up to the sky, all right? Bend into your right knee while your right leg's up to the sky. You're gonna shift forward. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your right knee to your left elbow. And then from there, kick that right foot all the way through, down to the ground. So we're in starfish. Drop your left heel. Drop all the way down to your glutes, right? And then pick up your hands. They're gonna come up and over. You're gonna go around towards your left leg, which should be towards the back of the mat. Fold over your left leg. There we go. Now, come back around. Lift your hands up. Bring them back outside your right thigh. You're gonna turn, tuck your left toes into the mat again, right? You really gotta push through those left toes. And then pull your right leg through. Take it back up to the sky. All right, we're gonna do that twice more on the right side. So you bend into the right knee. Bring it to your left elbow. Kick it all the way through underneath your left armpit. Let your right foot come down. Let your left heel drop down. Drop your glutes. Up and over. Fold over the left leg. Bring your hands back around outside your right thigh, right? You gotta turn those left toes. I feel like you can't see it on camera, right? You gotta drive those left toes into the mat to get yourself back up. Unthread that right leg, kick it back up to the sky. We're gonna do that one more time on the right side. Right elbow to the left knee. Kick it all the way through. Drop it all the way down. Hands go up and over. Fold over your left leg. Bring it back up. Hands come outside the right thigh. Drive those left toes into the mat. Unthread your right leg, take it back up, drop it down into your down dog. All right, so let's try that going the other way. Now you're gonna take your left leg, lift it up to the sky. Bend into your left knee, touch it to your right elbow. Kick it all the way through. Drop your right heel. Take your hips down to the mat, bring it around, fold over your right leg. Rise up, hands rainbow around. Come outside your left thigh. Drive your right toes into the mat. Push it back up, one-legged down dog. Okay, so twice more on this side. Bend the left knee, touch it to your right elbow, kick it through, drop your right heel, drop everything down, fold over your right leg. Come back around, hands outside the left thigh, drive the right toes into the mat. Back up to one-legged dog. One more time, bend into your left knee, touch it to your right elbow, kick it through, drop your heel to your hips, come around, fold over the right leg. Come back around, hands outside the left thigh, drive the right toes into the mat. Lift that left leg up to the sky, drop it down into your down dog. Now, in your down dog, bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. We're gonna come back up into chair, because you guys didn't get enough of that before. Bend your knees, send your hips back and down. Reach your upper body up. Bend into your elbows here. Touch your fingertips behind your head. So you look like this. All right, now what we're gonna do from here, you're gonna take your right elbow, turn to the left, drop your right elbow to your left knee. Come back up. But you're still in chair, right? So your knees stay bent, but your torso comes up. Take your left elbow to your right knee. Come back up. So just keep going here, alternating sides. Now, if you want to add on a little bit, right, you can start to lift that opposite foot up to meet it to your elbow. Right, then you drop back into chair. I didn't do that one too gracefully, but it would look more like this. Right, you don't have to do this one. Right, you can keep those feet on the ground. You gotta twist a little deeper to get to the knee. to balance. So you decide. Do it 3 more times each way. Last one, each side, wherever you are. And then this time just rise all the way up. Take your arms overhead. Swan dive it down, forward fold. Take another half lift to monkey here, just reset the back one last time. Exhale, fold. Now plant your hands, step back into tabletop. Now as we get to tabletop, we're gonna come from here, either into pigeon or into deer, right? So you're gonna take your right knee, bring it up to your right wrist. Start to walk your right toes across so they come over towards your left wrist, towards the left edge of your mat. Now you can come into pigeon or you can come into deer. If you're coming into pigeon, right, then you're gonna lift that left knee up. Start to move your left hip, left knee back, so that your left hip comes towards your right heel, right? Right hip's way off the mat. Press into your palms and then let yourself drop down. Now, if that feels like too much for you, if you just want to come into deer, then right, once you get that right shin across, you're going to drop all the way down to your right hip, bend into your left knee, bring the sole of your left foot against your right inner thigh, and then fold over your right shin from there. Right, I said drop down. You don't have to drop down. Whether you're in pigeon or deer, you might still be on your palms. Right, if you want to take it all the way down to your forearms, in pigeon or deer, you can. Something you can lay your chest and your head down. If that's you, go for it. You should feel that sensation in the right hip wherever you are. So let's take 3 more breaths here. Now, come back up to your palms, right? If you're already in deer position like I am, you're gonna stay there. If you are in pigeon position, right, then you're gonna let that right hip come all the way down and pull that left knee against the sole of your right foot. Now what we're gonna do from here, right, you're gonna lean over. If you can, come down to your right forearm. If you need to, you can be on your palm. But you're gonna grab a hold of your left ankle with your left hand. Lift that left knee up, right? And then see if you can swing it back a little bit. Now once it's going back, when you start to feel that stretch in your hip flexor, in your left glute, then you can drop that left knee back to the ground. You don't have to keep holding it up, right? But you can hold it up if you want to. So you look like this. So you should feel it right through that left quad, left hip flexor. Two more breaths. And then release the left foot to the ground. Bring it back up. All right, and now we're gonna come around back into tabletop. So bring yourself back into tabletop. Now once you get to tabletop, right, take your right leg, extend it long behind you so that your toes are pressing into the mat and that heel's pressing towards the back wall. I'll show you guys what it looks like from the side. Right here. Oh, I'm not really on the side. It would be right here. And then when you're ready, just drop that right knee back down to the mat. Let's do all that on the other side. So take that left knee up to the left wrist. Walk it across. Toes towards the right wrist. And then start to walk that right knee back if you want, dropping the right hip towards the left heel, keeping that left leg off the mat. Right, this is pigeon, I push up, and then I let myself come all the way down. If you want deer, you let that left hip drop all the way to the mat, pull the sole of the right foot against the left inner thigh. So you can be in pigeon or you can be in deer, whatever feels good to you. You want to feel that sensation in the left hip. For most of us, we get a little more sensation, a little quicker in the left hip and the right because we're mostly right side dominant. You don't have to look exactly the same as you looked on the right side here on the left side, right? If you have more space, you can take it. Most likely you don't have so much space. You just need to feel the same thing you felt on the right side. Doesn't matter if you look the same as you looked on the right side. 3 more breaths here. come back up to your palms if you're not already, right? You're gonna bring yourself into deer position if you're not already. If you're in pigeon, lean over so your left hip drops and then pull that right knee against the sole of your left foot. Here, you're gonna take that left forearm down to the ground, so you're leaning to the left. Take your right hand, grab your right ankle, right? And then push that knee back as far as you can. It might not be very far, it's all right. You don't have to keep the right knee up in the air. You can drop it down to the ground. You're gonna look up over your right shoulder. You wanna feel that stretch in your right hip flexor and your right quad. Now release. We're gonna come back up. Let that left foot come down. Right now we're gonna make our way back into tabletop. Right? So just like we did before. Now once you get into tabletop, take your left leg, extend it long behind you, press through that heel. Toes pressing into the mat. So you get that stretch in your left calf. Just hold there for a couple breaths. And then release that left knee back down to the mat. Now you're gonna let your hips come to one side or the other. Swing both legs around in front of you. We're just gonna take one more stretch here. Just do a straight forward fold so you can see the soles of my feet really well on this camera. Okay, that's good, right? You're gonna take your hands up to the sky, turn your palms towards the front of the room, and then just fold here. Bringing your fingertips towards your toes. Let yourself come all the way down. Have to grab your feet, right? You might just have your hands on your ankles or your shins or your knees. They might just be on the mat on either side of your legs. It's all good. The important thing here, keep that back flat. Don't tuck your chin. Don't try to round down. You're not trying to get your head to your legs. You're just trying to bring your chest as far forward as you can. Let's take 3 more breaths here. As you inhale, slowly bring it back up. And now you're gonna bend into your knees, right? You're gonna take your toes to the top of your mat. All right, extend your arms out long, tuck your chin to your chest. Let yourself lay all the way down. Right? So as we come down to our back, you're gonna walk your heels in a little closer to your glutes, as close as you can get them. Hands come to your sides, palms face down. Press into the soles of your feet, all 4 corners of your feet, right? Each side of your heel, ball the big toe, ball the pinky toe, and push your hips up to the sky. If you have a block and you want to slide that block under your hips for supported bridge, you can do that. Right? You can stand supported here with me. Everybody's going to tuck their shoulders at least slightly so the chest puffs open. If you're unsupported and you want to make it really deep, work one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body. Lets your hips push a little bit higher. Increases the flexibility of your back just a little bit more. That being said, you don't have to do that. It's just an option. Keep your hands at your sides. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then let your hips float back down to the mat. Untuck your shoulders. Now, if you've got a block under your hips, maybe you want to keep it there for waterfall, maybe a supported waterfall. Maybe you want your hips flat on the ground for waterfall. In waterfall, we take our feet, kick them straight up to the sky. Now you're flexing your feet like you're gonna step on the ceiling. So you can stay here in your regular waterfall. You can have a block under your hips for a supported waterfall. If you really want to make it more intense, maybe you come to full shoulder stand, lift your hips up on your own, put your hands in the small of your back, support yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. Right? So you can be in shoulder stand, you can be in waterfall, you can be in supported waterfall, whatever your body's calling for, listen to it, let it go there. We're getting the blood to go from the feet where it pools all day, back to our head and our heart when we need it more. Naturally increasing our circulation, we're naturally decreasing our blood pressure. Flooding the body with anti-aging, anti-stress hormones. We'll our circadian rhythm, our sleep cycle. All good things happen when we get a little bit upside down. So that's why we're going to do it at least once each class. Now, when we're ready to come out of this, and we'll all come out of it the same way, whatever version you're in. Bend your knees, let them scrape along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. Now if you still have a block under your hips, lift your hips up, slide that block out from underneath you. Okay. Everybody's hips are going to be flat to the ground. We're going to come into Happy Baby here. So you're going to take your feet up to the sky again. This time they may not come straight over your hips. They might be in a little bit more forward, right? And that's okay. That's because we want to keep that sacrum, the low part of our back, pressing to the mat. So once you're there, separate your feet. Maybe it's just a slight separation. Maybe it's a big separation. Up to you. Bend your knees. Maybe big, maybe little, right? Again, that's up to you. Reach up for your same foot with your same hand. You don't grab your foot, you're grabbing your ankle, your shin, or your knee. Wherever you make the connection, it's good. Right? Again, make sure that sacrum's pressing into the mat. If you gotta roll forward, roll forward. You gotta slide your hands up your legs a little bit. Slide your hands up. But once that sacrum's pressing into the mat, then you can have that rock from side to side. You're giving yourself a little spinal massage. Should feel good. Right? If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Just stay still. If you want to change your leg position here, you can. Your legs can be wider, straighter, bent more. You can come in more. Just find somewhere to be. This feels really delicious to you. Maybe you're happy, happy baby. Now from here, we're going to hug our knees into the chest. And we're going to take one final twist. Now, it's just like that twist we did at the beginning, except this time, right, as you let your arms go out to a T and you drop your knees to the right, let your knees come all the way to the ground, right? Stack that left knee on top of the right, let that right knee be on the ground. If you want to make it more, you can take your right hand, press those knees closer to the mat, to the ground, or you can extend your legs so that they go toward your right fingertips. Whatever you're doing here, right, keep that left shoulder anchored. That's what's giving you the twist. As you inhale next, bring your knees back to center. Now as you exhale, drop your knees to the left. Take your chin, your gaze to the right. You're keeping that right shoulder anchored. If you want to take your left hand and press down on the knees, you can. Or if you want to take your toes and extend them toward your left fingertips, you can. You always finish off with this twist. It's the seal of our practice. Our bodies remember everything we did today. Next time we come practice yoga, it's all a little easier. We go everywhere a little bit deeper. Right, on your next inhale, bring your knees back to center. Give them one final hug into your chest. And let's set up for our final pose, our Shavasana. Let your legs extend long. Take your hands to your sides, palms face down. This is your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. If you want to stay here, don't, right? You can always bend your knees, let them fall in against each other. You can butterfly your legs, roll to your belly or roll to your side. Just find somewhere to go where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still, where your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet. Okay, if you're here in the studio, come give your towel a little spray with the sandalwood citrus. Sandalwood helps you to relax. The citrus keeps you energized. Perfect for Shavasana. Move the towel over your eyes. If you're at home, if you have a towel or shirt or something, put it over your eyes. Or just close your eyes. We're trying to get to that place where we're withdrawing a little bit from our senses. Let your breath guide you to a place slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, you can take your arms overhead, do a nice full deep body stretch. And there, roll over onto your right side in the fetal position. Take a few breaths there, just to reacclimate to our space. Let the sights, the sounds of the room come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. But when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated. And we will close here. So we're going to close just with 2 Bhamari breaths and then an Om. The Bhamari breath, we inhale. As you exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. The Om is the universal syllable, uses all parts of the throat. You can join me in these breaths or you can just listen. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. Then we're going to inhale one final time and your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right, I will see you all tomorrow for some gentle yoga, so come join me then. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.